This is part 4 of the Federalist 54. This is the last 2 paragraphs, and we read Madison being so bothered about this issue of slavery, but he had to talk about it, he had to deal with it, and he had to talk about how the convention came to the compromise that they did. And we see that not only is his language is not like his beautiful language of the previous Federalist Papers or some of the next ones. It's very, you can see the weight of the issue on his shoulders. He's not comfortable talking about it. It even goes that far that he takes the persona of a non-Southerner and quotes a supposed Southerner for many paragraphs. And we just got done with the last paragraph of this unidentified Southerner talking about how the South sees the issue of slavery and how the South would feel that it would have been unfair if they would not have counted the enslaved people for representation in the House of Representatives, and how they would probably not have joined the Union. So let me start with this is the paragraph before the very last paragraph. Such is the reasoning which an advocate for Southern interests might employ on this subject. Because he just got done quoting a Southerner, that's why he says, such is the reasoning which an advocate for the Southern interests might employ on this subject. And altogether it may appear to be a little strained in some points, yet on the whole I must confess that it fully reconciles me to the scale of representation which the convention have established. In one respect, the establishment of a common measure for representation and taxation will have a very salutary effect, as the accuracy of the census to be obtained by the Congress will necessarily depend in considerable degree on the disposition, if not on the cooperation of the states. It is of great importance that the states should feel as little bias as possible to swell or to reduce the amount of their numbers. Were their share of representation alone to be governed by this rule, they would have an interest in exaggerating their inhabitants. Were the rule to decide their share of taxation alone, a contrary temptation would prevail. By extending the rule to both objects, the states will have opposite interests which will control and balance each other and produce the requisite impartiality. And here he talks of experience. He's again back to human nature. He says, if we just go with representation is tied to taxation only, to the amount of tax, then some of the states might lie and underreport their wealth and population. But if it's the other way around, they might just exaggerate the number. So this way, they see that it is to their advantage to be honest and not come up with fake numbers. Don't forget to listen to his talks, Taylor Branch's talks, and watch Eyes on the Prize. It's a wonderful series.